Okay, so there's been a major security breach at Vercel, and if you're one of the millions of developers who rely on it, you really need to pay attention. We're about to break down exactly what went down, who's at risk, and the critical steps you need to take right now. So, this is the official word that dropped from Vercel's security team. And, when you see a statement this formal and this quiet, it usually means there's a pretty big fire burning behind the scenes. It's confirmation. Someone got into their internal systems, and that put the entire dev community on high alert. So, how did this all go down? Well, this wasn't just one big boom moment. This thing actually evolved super quickly over just a couple of days, with new pieces of the puzzle coming out bit by bit. And what's wild is just how fast everything happened. I mean, look at this timeline. In less than 24 hours, we go from an initial warning, an indicator of compromise, to them pinpointing the attack's origin. By the very next day, they're pushing out clear instructions for users and confirming the NPM supply chain was safe. This is a security team in full-blown crisis mode. All right, let's get to the question that's probably on your mind right now. Am I affected? Because really, that's the bottom line, isn't it? Understanding your potential exposure is step one. So Vercel did reach out directly to a small group of customers they knew were hit. But, and this is the huge but, if you didn't get an email, do not just assume you're safe. The advice they gave out next is relevant to a much, much wider group. So what did the bad guys actually get their hands on? Well, it was the environment variables that weren't explicitly marked as sensitive inside Vercel. Now, this is the part that should make you sit up straight. We're talking API keys, access tokens, even database credentials and signing keys. Basically, the keys to your entire infrastructure. Okay, so how on earth did this happen? How did someone get inside Vercel's systems? This wasn't some brute force attack on their main servers. Nope, this was way more clever. It was a classic multi-step supply chain attack. And here's the playbook, step by step. And honestly, it's pretty slick. Think about it this way. The attackers didn't bother trying to pick Vercel's front door lock. Why would they? Instead, they found a contractor, this third-party AI tool, and stole their key. Once they had that, they could impersonate an employee, waltz right in, and start grabbing all the valuable stuff, which in this case were those environment variables. Just to make sure we're all on the same page, when we say environment variables, what are we talking about? Think of them as the secret passcodes and keys your app needs to function. They're the API keys and database passwords that let it talk to other services. If those leak, your whole system is wide open. All right, we've talked about what happened and how it happened. Now for the most important part of this whole thing, what you need to do, like right now, to lock down your applications. So, what's the game plan? Luckily, Vercel has given us a pretty clear set of instructions. Let's walk through them, starting with the absolute top priority. Listen, this first step is completely non-negotiable. You have to assume that any secret you have in Vercel that wasn't marked sensitive is now out in the wild. That means you need to go through every single one, API keys, tokens, you name it, and rotate them. Generate new ones and get them updated in your project immediately. And please, whatever you do, listen to this warning straight from Vercel. Just deleting your project is not going to cut it. It won't work. If an attacker has your database password, they don't care if your Vercel project is gone. They can still get in. You have to rotate the secrets at their source. Okay, once you've put out the main fire by rotating your secrets, it's time to build up your walls. If you aren't using multi-factor authentication on your Vercel account, go do it now. Seriously. Then, comb through your activity logs and deployment history. Look for anything that seems even a little bit weird. This is just basic security hygiene that can save you a world of hurt down the line. But this whole mess is bigger than just Vercel. It's a huge, flashing warning sign about a risk we all face every day in modern development, the supply chain. Remember how this all started? It wasn't Vercel that got hacked first. It was a completely different company, a third-party tool they were using. And that right there is the scary part about our software supply chain. Your security is only as strong as the weakest link in that long chain of tools you rely on. Now, here's something really useful Vercel gave us. This string of characters is the specific ID of that malicious Google app. Think of it like a digital fingerprint left at the scene of the crime. You can take this ID to your own Google Workspace admin and have them check the logs to see if the same bad actor tried to get into your systems.
So, really, this whole thing boils down to one big question for all of us. How secure is your software supply chain? This is a tough wake up call. It's a reminder that it's not just about our own code anymore. Do we really know every single third party service that has a key to our house? And are we sure their locks are any good? Because, as we just saw, an attacker will always find that one unlocked window.